get that money. Millions in the ceiling, millions in the ceiling, millions in the ceiling, millions in the ceiling.
Talk about, working with play clothes.
Oh man, you know what? What happened? The true story, the True Hollywood story, is I was about to go on the road, and I had been working really closely with Bates, right? And I was going through like a lot of label drama at the same time, and I just felt like, because I was going through label drama, it felt like my shipments of clothes was like slowing down. And I don't know, I probably was just like really annoyed about something else, but I was like, you know what? And I was talking to my other partner, Doug, and I was like, man, I want my own clothing line by the time I get back to Virginia. I was about to go overseas for like 3 months or something and perform and stuff. I was like, that's what I want. And then when I came back, I had a meeting with the guys over there at Play Clothes, and so it didn't just start right then and there. We actually would go to the warehouse, the design space, where these kids are working on other clothing lines, from Missouri to what's the Taz thing called? Schmack. They were working on other lines. And after hours, when they were done, me and Doug would come there. We would just make mood boards, and we bring clothes, and we just sit down and tell these guys like our inspirations. And they probably got off work at like 7, and then we probably just would stay until about 11.
Okay.
And we did this like for like a month or 2, and we came up with the logo then, and
what's the story behind the logo? Because it's kind of like...
Oh man, Play Clothes is just something that is really near and dear, that term, because I used to get like beatings for not changing into my clothes. Like I used to like literally come home from school, and if I did not change, and I would go straight outside, and like nobody was home when I would get home from school. So by the time they got home and they see me and my mother and my dad or whatever, they worked hard, you know what I'm saying? So I'd be outside in some new fresh jeans, grass stains, and it would be all hell. So that's what the whole concept behind, Play Clothes. So the running jack, just to put a spin on him, was, a fresh, kid who looked good, dressed really fresh from I think it's like the 20s, probably the 20s, just give it that old aesthetic. But that's the real story behind it.
I thought it was Sherlock Holmes or something.
No. I mean, just that character from the 20s, like he could be made up fresh. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Now, what was the inspiration about this collection? Did you have any hands-on about the 2000? The fall?
No, I don't design at all. Usually the ideas are brought to me by the time the samples come back.
Okay.
And I just sit there and give mine, whether I like it or not. And a lot of times I'm wrong. The things I don't like end up being like big sellers.
Okay.
But as far as like I'll bring in things a lot of times that I wear. Like, you see we have tailored sweats, like, I've been wearing things like this, like, I guess for the past year or 2, and the whole line is always is try to base it around things that I would do, because if I'm not gonna wear it, then it's really pointless.
Yeah.
So
okay, now I know you pushed back your album. You got a set date on that?
I don't, man. I don't got a set date on it. Just sample clearance issues and stuff like that. But I got album of the year, so I don't care.
Wait, do you give away any production or anything?
Yeah, man. Pharrell, Kanye, Swizz, The Dream, Don Cannon, Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay.
So, just one last question.
Yeah.
What would you tell anybody who's coming up in hip hop that want to do exactly what you're doing, music, fashion? Because in hip hop, it's kind of scary to make that whole transition into doing the whole fashion thing.
Well, I mean, I think, a lot of people get it twisted about, me and fashion. Like, play clothes is my love. Like, clothes in general is just me and just the b-boy in me. Like, b-boys is always about being fresh anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. It's not like I don't harp on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a part of the culture that I come up in. If you're trying to get into it, man, just love it and definitely don't build your line around you as the rapper. I've never done a lookbook in my life. I asked to do one and they ain't let me do one, so I don't know. I might never do a lookbook. But we here 5 years and I ain't, there's nothing been associated, with the music so much or just overly done that, people have to know it. Like, and then I think it also helps that I come up in the streetwear culture. Like, I was ushered in by the Vapes and the BBCs, so people, take a liking to me, and I owe a lot to those guys. You know what I'm saying? Nigo giving me the general jacket that only 7 of us have in the world. Shit like